here. Big buff, but hold on a second. Keyboy taking a lot of damage.
Oh, Keyboy very, very low. Supershark and Whom decide to back off, but this is already very aggressive movements from the Valley early on.
ONIC Esports going for the roam grab meant that they want to control the minions. But because of that, you don't have the power of nature, the first skill coming up from the grab, which means that you are not going to be easily poked out, and the Valley just took advantage of that. Despite ONIC Esports having minion and lane advantage, they still now get the advantage of the poke from the side of the Valley.
I think the interesting part about the battle spells is Sans going for the Purify as well. Even though after real world manipulation, the buff going back in, you're a lot more CC resistant. You still opt for that Purify. That means that Sans is just providing so much respect over to the side of the Valley, because the most important thing is Purify and real world manipulation. I should be safe, but Boots may not be.
You can see the respect already given by both of the teams early on, right? But the Valley, they're playing with full confidence. We said this when they were walking up on the stage. Fried Chicken is an absolute menace on the glue, and he's going in already into the mid lane too, just helping to get that mid lane pressure before the turtle spawns, even sending their mid laner over to the XP.
Interesting choice here coming out from ONIC. Normally they pick up the Grok versus the glue in the XP lane, but instead going for the Benedetta. This means that they will just concede this turtle because they don't have control of that lane. And this allowed the Valley to snowball this time. 560 gold in their favor.
Yeah, exactly. Another thing about this aggression coming off from Fried Chicken, it's crazy that it's usually the Benedetta that actually rotates faster, but hold on a second. Supercharge jumping in. Okay, it doesn't touch, but Wolf, run me through the items.
Okay, so standard items, you have tough boots coming up from Boots, so that he'll be able to utilize the Eye for Night eventually when he's being chain stunned. As well as the fact that you have the Molten Essence available now for Kairi for maximum
Chicken already putting the pressure down here, but Boots is going to be able to back him up for a bit. Uses the Eye for an Eye defensively, and Fried Chicken just gets out. Zane is a bit ahead now in the jungle matchup with better clearing so far. CW is getting that corrosion side, but at 3 minutes in, it feels like here, as we take a look at the emblems, again, it's just the Valley outperforming ONIC early on.
Yeah, but that's because of the stats, right? The KDA is definitely leaning towards the Valley, but it's up to the discipline coming up from ONIC. Taking a look at the item, the emblems, Electro Flash of both marksmen, they need to try to win the early game. They need to have a little bit sustain to stay longer in the early game during the landing phase so that they can get the items up. But in the meantime, Foreman in the mid lane, this could be trouble.
Oh. Again, both teams showing a lot of respect. Still only 1 kill on the board.
Yeah.
And that kill happened before the first minute of the game. Zane finally invading to the enemy jungle here, trying to get some space for Basic up top, who's going to be able to actually munch on the turret gold. That's half of the turret gold eaten away by Basic. That's a lot of gold in his pockets early on.
Yeah, there's a lot of bulk coming out from the Valley. That's the reason why they're leading by a little bit of gold, and that's the reason also why they were able to get a kill, helping out Fried Chicken win that battle. But you can now see ONIC Esports, it's now about farming. You can see them putting a lot of attention onto allowing CW to have farm, giving him the mid lane sometimes and the top lane as well. And then you have Benedetta onto the bottom lane, just cutting the minion waves.
Speaking of the Purify, right, not just Sans, but also Basic, while charged defensively by Keyboy, getting himself out of that position. They wanted to go for a dive, but Basic with this Purify is really hard to kill.
And not only just that, right, you can see the idea that ONIC knows that, okay, a lot of turret energy is gone from my side, so the only way that I can do it, okay, that's Kairi, I think off the screen, just took away the turtle from the Valley.
It's a trade, right? I mean, right now, Hoon is trying to make it a trade by rotating up top. Here, Fwide, though, in a 1v1 against Boots again. It's another kill over to Fwide. 2-0 now, up against Boots in the XP lane.
Unfortunately, Benedetta doesn't win against the glue. In fact, it's heavily in favor of the glue when it comes to the lane-to-lane matchup. But then again, you have to give it to Kairi. He stole that turtle with the help of Boots. However, the Valley still equalizes with a kill. And Kairi, does he win this battle? No, he doesn't.
No, he does not. Mobazane actually stealing that away.
He does.
He did. Oh, okay. He secured it with his retribution. Supershock, though, jumping in with Time's Rage and Revenge. Cancel out with a wild charge, but it's going to be Hoon who answers back with a wild charge. Keyboy is going to fall, but Supershock falls too. CW marching forward. Both of the roamers taken down, but it does seem like in terms of HP, ONIC Esports have won the resource battle.
Yeah, and then in terms of the resource battle, the Valley, I feel like they're putting a lot of pressure. Hold on a second, that's a stun going out from CW. Woo! Nothing sticks for now, right?
Almost a stun, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
almost.
Basic is performing, man. I mean, there was a lot of questions down doubts about both of these members, Basic and Hoon, but so far he's been great. Sans, though, can be caught in the real world manipulation. That's what the Purify is for, to get him out of those sticky situations. And in the 5th minute of the game, we do have the item check.
Okay, so you can see that CW really marked when the Purify is out for Basic. That's when he went in favor. But yeah, when it comes to items, Kairi with the casual defensive items, you have Molten Essence as well as the leg plates. What he's doing now is making the most out of the early game. Getting all these casual items first before he builds up on a big one, so that he's going to have a lot of value in the early game team fights.
Good barrier, a good take by ONIC Esports. Still playing it slow, playing it objectively. 1 to 3 in kills, but in terms of map pressure, they are going to be winning with that gold lane turret, tier 1, taken down.
Yeah, that's because, you know, the Valley is actually focusing a lot on the bottom side. Their strongest lane is because of White Chicken creating so much space in the bottom side jungle, especially hard invading ONIC side. Now, ONIC, the only way they can play this is on the top side, but Super Shark charges up, doesn't really be able to connect. I feel like there's going to be a turtle dance.
That's going to be Keyboy jumping with the wild charge, and that's going to be CW in the back lines. He's so much for the time defense. He's going to be able to catch him off. That's Boots jumping in with the final blow. That's who with the wild charge for himself. CW's going to be taken down. Sauce going to be taken low. White comes in and Super Shock too. It's a disaster for ONIC, and they're looking to go for more. Kairi's going to be mobilized, going to be taken down by Basic. It's 6-2 on the board. That trade went on for a 3-for-1 for the Valley.
It's just a very long drawn-out fight. The Valley has so much tankiness in there. ONIC doesn't really have an answer. CW desperately need that Demon Hunter sword quickly.
Oh, look at the team fight coming out from the Valley. You have Super Shark jumping in, catching so many members of ONIC, or zoning out the others. And then comes White Chicken, utilizing the ultimate, utilizing the full potential of the glue. Getting on top of CW, that's gonna be a very difficult fight already for ONIC. Without Chewe dealing the damage, even Kairi's sustain will not be able to cut it. And the fact of the matter is, Mobazane was better on the Retribution the 3rd time around. That means that they secure the turtle, they get the shields, and then they team fight afterwards.
Oh, there's so much CC at the Valley. There's so many ways that they can engage. This is exactly what I was kind of concerned about when I saw Hoon locked in the Valentina against ONIC. I think ONIC right now, they need to try to get Moscow to scale as quickly as possible. That is the only chance that ONIC can fight back.
Super Shark, that Tyrant's Rage is going to be cancelled out by Keyboy, who puts the barrier down. But Hoon has the wild charge, and that's why this Valentina is so value, right? The wild charge has been taken away a lot of times.
That makes it really scary. I always say, don't pick up the Grok when there's a Valentina. But the Valley picked it up last. Knowing that it could be picked up by the Valley, ONIC Esports prompted to go for a Lilia and a Matilda ban. It's actually good bans, though. But then again, you give a very dangerous hero with a very dangerous ultimate. You can argue that they can still like real-world manipulation, right? But the Grok ultimate, the wild charge, is a much more valuable ultimate again.
I agree with you, Wolf. It feels like the wild charge from Keyboy is the better pickup coming up from Hoon, because you get so much wave of engaging. I've seen this before in other matches, right, where the Kruger can jump in very quickly, follow up very quickly with the Hoon wild charge as well. It's a lot easier to execute this drop coming out on the side of the Valley. ONIC, on the other hand, they need to try to play cross-meta. They need to try to split up the Valley apart. We've seen this kind of playstyle work before against the Valley, but I like how the Valley is adapting thus far.
I mean, it's a 1,000 gold lead for the Valley in with this composition. That's going to be a lot of damage placed on Super Shark. Going to be caught. Basic dealing a lot of damage. Keyboy's going to be taken low. Flickers out. Basic's going to be caught. Kairi picks up the kill. It's the equalizer by ONIC Esports. The Valley with a good movement back away. They are able to actually stop this from being a bit too much for them to handle. It's only a 2-for-0.
Yeah, great ambush coming out from ONIC, staying in the right side bush of the mid lane, and then they baited Basic in.
Yes.
Super Shark being taken out means that there's no engage from the Valley.
Final blow, and a lot of damage will mean that Boots is going to fall for the 3rd time in this game. He does buy a lot of time for ONIC Esports, though, to take the Lord. First Lord over to ONIC.
I think the more important thing that ONIC needs to take away defensive structures. Right now, ONIC's side of the map, they're pretty healthy, but the Valley, on the other hand, that's a very weak open top side. Like what I mentioned, the Valley is slightly weak when all of these team members are spread apart. But Wolf, any item power spikes that we need to talk about?
Well, you know, you have 3 items for the Moscow. All of a sudden, ONIC Esports' gold laner has more gold compared to Basic, with just one team fight that they waited for the ambush, and then the Lord ends at the 9-minute mark, and now they are in a very comfortable spot. One thing that you may be questioning is the record on Boots 0 and 3, but because of Dominance Axe and Bloodlust Axe, I think that even after 3 deaths, he's going to be a nuisance to the backlines of the Valley. So that's one thing that they have to now think about.
Even though they fell behind early on, it feels like, again, that pressure that they have built up for themselves with the turret take up top has been doing them a lot of things. ONIC Esports again maneuvering around that top lane of the map. White Chicken already backing off with Mobazane, giving them the respect as that's going to be tier 1 in the XP lane, taken down. White Chicken going to be sandwiched down, has a lot to actually back away from it. Tier 2 going to be taken down by ONIC Esports as they look to siege down more turrets. Clean siege from ONIC Esports, taking a whole lot of turrets.
It is very good from the side of ONIC, right? I take down the Lord. It's not a Evolved Lord. It's not even a Luminous Lord yet, but you can see the impact that ONIC. This is the ONIC efficiency that I need in order to fight against the Valley. If you notice, when ONIC's focusing all along on the top side, it is Woods on the bottom side, and I believe that's a orange buff steal.
It is.
Man, Sans is just being a big problem for the Valley this time. You see how aggressive he is? And even his usage of the Nova as well as the second skill, he's able to spot out where the members of the Valley are. I could have sworn that Super Shark's positioning around this purple buff bush that you're seeing Keyboy go, he just spotted it out and just forced Super Shark to reposition. And now they're owning the map just because of the vision that you can get from Sans. And this might be the reason why he's going for the Purify anyways.
Oh, that's so many ultimates. 3 ultimates used for Keyboy on that bottom side. No objective to take, right? Keyboy was taken down. That's a roamer. But they use a lot of resources. Can they even capitalize here with that take?
Yeah, the Valley literally had to devolve into where they're strong at, right? Ooga booga, I just want to kill. And that's how they're going to pick up this fight. There's a siege happening in the mid lane without Keyboy over there. But there's not enough minions coming out from the Valley because ONIC has done the due diligence, right? 1 Lord take, I take down, let me count, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 turrets already gone and given a standing gold lead over for ONIC.
Sans has just played this so well. He isn't giving Hoon an opening to get his ultimate, even through the fact that they already killed out Keyboy. And when they go for the mid lane push, Sans was able to clear it out with the help, a little bit of help from CW. He's not giving anything for the side of the Valley, and even scouting out where Super Shark is. This Eve, this is the reason why they first picked this.
It's a Lord Dance again for ONIC Esports, playing around it as they try to bait as many resources as possible. You can see the top lane here. Boots is going to be walking all the way back up there to provide a slow push. Sans is going to be spotted out by White Chicken, who opens up the map. Going to be poked down by Sans again. Sans needs to be very, very careful here. The mid lane is going to be pushed in by Basic as ONIC Esports look for more.
Okay.
The real world inflation. Actually baits out the Purify there. Boots comes in, but it's going to be melted down before anything can happen for ONIC Esports. Again, the Valley are so slick with it, but ONIC use that death to create space to take the objective again.
Boots was the sacrificial lamb of ONIC in order to get that neutral objective. The Valley literally being bloodthirsty kings themselves, they fell for that bait.
Yo, you understand that was actually a great maneuver coming out from ONIC Esports despite losing Boots eventually. Because you're going to wonder, why would Sans commit the ultimate in the middle? Oh, the Winter Junction!
He buys the Winter so early. How do you stop this man? You think he's all mechanics, but then he brings out the macro. You think he's just micro and macro, then he brings out the knowledge. CW now jumping in against 3. What was that? CW! Jump! What? White Chicken going in for more. Sans gonna be caught here. Has the Purify to get out, and Hoon jumps in again. The wild charge going back at it. Kairi to be able to pick up the kill. Hoon gonna be taken low. White Chicken with the split still able to actually get out before Super Shark jumps in with Tired Rage and the revenge to take Sans down. Zane picks it up. Keyboy walks out. ONIC Esports lose a 2-for-1, and that was a 4v4. Basic has been munching on the turrets, and they're gonna be able to take tier 2.
Yeah, that was a very bad fight for the side of ONIC. It is Kairi that damage control, and not only just that, you saw how Keyboy literally locked up 3 members inside that awkward position. The Valley couldn't actually follow up. Had the Valley was able to just do whatever they want without Keyboy's wall, I think ONIC could have lost even more right there.
I think it was definitely White Chicken who made it possible for them to win that fight. Was able to snag CW. If you're wondering why CW went there, it's because they have a little bit of combo, but it was actually the supplement coming out from White Chicken, utilizing the ultimate to really reposition CW into the zone where the Valley can just flicker and use Hoon's stolen wild charge to burst it down and eventually equalize the map. Despite ONIC Esports winning the Lord Dance with all of their cheeky plays, the Valley just wins with superior amount of damage and superior meta heroes that they picked up.
Another thing I'm also kind of concerned about CW, look at the items. It's a very glass cannon. Technically speaking, Has Claws is his only hope. He needs to be able to land those auto attack. But look at from the side of the Valley, they have a lot of hard CCs. The main goal for ONIC is as long as CW maintains his auto attacks, he should be able to out-sustain and hopefully win that fight. But looking at how the Valley's playing, you know White Chicken has CW on his crosshairs.
He needs to be the cleanup crew at this point, right? I mean, if he goes in the middle, or if he's in the fight early on, it's going to be a lot to deal with. Kairi going to be caught. That's going to be the flicker and the revenge put in onto Kairi, who's still going to be able to actually get out of it. Truncheon 1 HP, baiting the entire team again! Keyboy going to be able to get out of it. White Chicken jumps in, but CW deals a lot of damage, and that's going to be Mobazane taken down. He's going to be able to maneuver around. White Chicken will be taken low. Has the split, getting more damage. Kairi is going to be able to fall there in the back line. That's Basic and Hoon dealing damage. CW in the midst of it all now, up against White Chicken, who jumps in, stunned up. CW picks it up, 2 for 1 in favor of ONIC ESPORTS.
That snipe coming out of the CW ultimate only almost clips Hoon. If that had hit, I think that would be mega big damage coming off the side of ONIC. But ONIC training Kairi away, taking 2. But like I said, the Valleys do have their damage dealers.
The bait play coming out from ONIC. And you see that is also started by Kairi once again. CW as well as Sans, they were in a great position. And Kairi just picking up the Winter Truncheon and then eventually getting the immortality afterwards that allowed them to get more value out of that. Surely they lost Kairi eventually in the process. They would have taken more. But then again, ONIC ESPORTS, they gave so much to CW because he's able to outplay White Chicken as well. There's so much bait plays coming out from ONIC. Well, the Valley, they're just a battering ram. They're very strong right now, but they have to be not baited by ONIC ESPORTS.
Yes, they cannot be the Bloodthirsty Kings they're known for in M3. Right now, if you start to notice that Basic has already started to scale out of control, ONIC needs to find a way to make sure that Basic stays stunned or far away. It's up to Kairi to set it up, or it could be this, it could be Mobazane, CW landing the shots.
Oh, that's a lot of damage onto Zane. Zane's going to be zoned away right now. Hoon with the wild charge, going to be able to connect, but there's no follow-up. Hoon's going to fall. 1 HP. No, he doesn't. He gets out with the conceal. Kairi now with the retribution secures it for ONIC ESPORTS. And that's an amazing bait for ONIC. Mobazane taken low. In the bottom lane, you also see Super Shark, who's forced to back away with the pure damage coming in from that Moskov late game.
And the Valley just get out-danced by ONIC ESPORTS. That Lord that was amazing coming up from ONIC. And you can see the combination from both Keyboy CW, the dream combo with the Guardian's Banner and the Moskov Spear, right? That's what you want to do. But then again, they found Mobazane. It was enough. The displacement coming up from the graph block was more than enough for Mobazane to be low. And then he baited out Hoon, who went in for the flicker and the wild charge. CW was amazing this game.
Yeah, I feel like if we show the items right now, rest assured, all these items are already stacked. In terms of the gold lead, almost very even. But with ONIC crashing on the top side, that's more gold lead over to the side of ONIC.
Base turret up top taken down. That's a lot of pressure to work with now for ONIC ESPORTS. Quite trying to deal as much as he can, clearing out that enhanced mini wave. But now the mid lane comes down. Real world inflation shot down onto Super Shark to deal a little bit of poke. Zane is very, very low. That's a turret down. And ONIC ESPORTS have taken 2. Honestly, this is insane. They're still going for more, and there's no response from the Valley just yet. Keyboy gonna be caught there in the midst of it all, in front of everybody. White Chicken just trying to look for an opening here as Keyboy's gonna be brought back. That's the wild charge to get out of the split combo. And ONIC ESPORTS, they say they're happy with 2 base turrets, and they played a disciplined game backing up.
I think happy is an understatement there, Merkel. I am delighted if I'm an ONIC fan, because cracking open 2 bases means that the Valley needs to put in more resources to defend the invasion coming out from the side of ONIC, and it's up to how ONIC play out the safe fight.
Dude, okay, the Moskov, when he was hitting the turret,
yeah, I know.
Wide lost like half of his HP.
That's going to be difficult for the Valley to deal with, and you're going to have to hand it to CW. He's the only gold laner that we're seeing use the Moscow, and he's playing it masterfully.
Glass cannon build.
Glass cannon.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're outplaying your opponents, right, it's okay to build glass cannon, but then again, if the Valley finds the opening, that's going to be difficult. Kairi, again, minor objectives, but objectives still. They took away the purple buff.
Yeah,
small wins, right?
Small wins, got to take it every day. Speaking about small wins, the Valley lost the bottom side lane turret as well. It's a bare open base of the Valley. ONIC right now, they have to play around for the Lord Pit. They just need to gain a lot more map control at the bottom side. 30 seconds to that Lord, and you can start to see the potions being bought by the Valley.
Yeah, it's gone to that late stage, 20 minutes in the game. Both teams are going to have to play around the neutral objectives, right? But the thing is, ONIC Esports have 3 base turrets taken down.
That's right.
This is constant pressure, constant slow pushes being built up without any setup by ONIC.
And it's all about the Lord. And once again, 4-1 coming out from ONIC Philippines, 4 onto the Lord side, while 1, the Benedetta up top to clear the long lane so that they'll be able to control the map. Whereas for the Valley, they cannot afford White Chicken to answer that push up top. So what they can do right now is to go for a quick wraparound. They're utilizing like Super Shark and Basic to the left side of the map, far away from the Lord, as they want this. But Boots might be able to spot them if he goes to that pathing.
Technically speaking, it's a 4v4 around the Lord Pit, right? Now Boots will show his clan up top. What is the Valley response? They know there's only 4 members there. Super Shark is nowhere to be found in the vicinity. But look at how it's positioned. Okay, here they come on the mini map. Here comes Basic.
They're going to have to make the play here. CW to be able to get out before the Tyrant's Rage connects. White Chicken jumps in with the slam pass combo, immobilizing them up. Split going to be popped in, but CW is going to be able to actually sustain all the way back up. Boots in the midst of it all with the final blow. Getting back to the team right now. White Chicken's going to be in the midst of it all as well. Caught by Kairi. Poked down to half HP. Kairi still able to back off. A lot of ultimates, a lot of resources being placed down. White Chicken taken low. Keyboy as well. Real world inflation popped in. White Chicken can be taken very low, taken down. But that's the real world by Hoon. CW and Keyboy falls. CW's gonna fall to Mobazane, who's gonna be able to chase them down. Boots, Kairi and Sans, no more damage. Basic is gonna be able to run wild on Boots. That's the immortality taken down. Kairi with a winter truncheon. Boots with a winter truncheon by Hoon with a Terrify. Kairi with 1. Sans and Keyboy maneuvering around the other side of the map. This can be huge, but this can be a blunder. Sans still poking him down. ONIC Esports on the run into the mid lane, clearing it out, walking around the entire map to get to safety.
Oh, that could be wraparound the Valley. Their investments paid off. We were mentioning that Basic and Kufra and Super Shark were far away from the fight, but eventually, because of their maneuvers, they forced ONIC to a bad spot. CW taken out, Boots as well. Now they have control onto the Lord, but the minion wave, it's not on their side. Kairi wants to make a play out of this. It's now his turn to go for the quick wraparound.
But Basic is a little bit low as well. It's up to Kairi to basically try to find it, but there's an imminent threat that the Valley could take this Lord away. ONIC needs to buy another 30 seconds more because you got to count the distance. But look at the base on the top side. Engage!
Shark with a massive play onto Sans. The immortality is going to be popped there. Sans tries his best to get the shielding down with a real world inflation. Kairi looking for the steal, but it will not happen for ONIC Esports. To the Valley have secured the Lord in the 23rd minute of the game. It's an evolved Lord. It's a 3,000 gold lead, about to be 4,000 after they clear out the waves.
Let me tell you what the Valley did in the past 30 seconds. I pushed away ONIC from the Lord Pit. I have control of the Lord Pit with 4 members. I defend my open base with with the super minions marching in, and I take the evolved Lord. Props over to the Valley. This is insane.
The Valley, the move, I mean, I'm going to repeat myself. I'm going to say it again, but that move coming up from both Basic and Super Shark. Conceal play from the left side of the map into the Lord. He saw CW, and even when they weren't able to kill CW instantly, it forced them to use CW's his dash already and Wind of Nature.
CW is going to have to back off for now. That's the evolved Lord marching into base. Kairi going to be taking a half HP. Still has the immortality, but Basic jumps in onto the base already. One turn by Hoon! Comes in, he flanks CW! Hoon is a monster! Super Shark with immortality pop. There he jumps in, he gets 2. Sans still trying to defend, but the Valley are here to upset the world stage. They secure game number 1 against ONIC Esports.
A huge statement by the MPL Slayers themselves. Taking 1 game from the fan favorites, this should be illegal.
Hoon with the place, and electrified the members of the Valley are. You saw the smart movements coming out from the Valley, the conceal play from the middle, and then they forced to go for another team fight. You saw Hoon with a stolen wall charge. And then eventually, in the last clash, during the base push coming out from the Valley, Hoon does it again with the flicker and the double dash, catching CW under the base, going out of the zone of the circle of the base, then eventually bursting it down with the first and second skill. The glass cannon build works in the early stages, but in those last moments, he was just erased from the map.
Remember the question that I asked early in the draft. Hoon on the Valentina Is it gonna work out?
It worked.
It did, man.
It did.
Oh my God. Hoon, gotta give him the MVP after that one, man. That wild charge in the end.